amazing experience, once in a lifetime.
This program has enlightened me. We really integrated ourselves into the Japanese culture.
Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto.
To be a global leader, you need to learn not just about the books, the cultural aspect, really knowing about the culture and being open-minded.
Today's executive has to deal with multiple cultures, multiple generations, and multiple scenarios in their everyday lives. And so having the on-the-ground immersion is priceless for students to understand what it means to operate a business today. Global Practicum is an amazing conclusion to a program to bring together all that you've learned in the classroom and apply it in a real-world business setting, and not only a real-world business setting, but a setting unlike any other you've experienced before.
This is obviously cross-cultural immersion for them in terms of not just the cultural immersion, but also the business immersion. And being that we're in Japan this year, which can't be any different from the US, makes it even more knowledgeable for them.
Day by day, we were going to different places, visiting different cities, temples, going on the trains and the subways, and really trying to understand the culture and what it means.
The Japanese culture just blew me away. Their culture is so strong. Their sense of nationality, and especially with the respect, just being a community together. The Shinto religion, trying to respect nature, cleanliness, but those things were just something that I feel like in America we're not very accustomed to.
We have had the Global Practicum being part of the program for both the executive MBA as well as the online MBA.
The Zarb School of Business EMBA is particularly unique in that it's completed in 11 months in a hybrid format where you do some online learning, but you get to have in-person touch points throughout the year.
The online MBA is different from this aspect. If they do participate in this Global Practicum, they get to do the capstone course with the trip. The experience that you get out of it, you really can't replace it.
I would tell every single online students and all Hofstra Zarb students to please participate. It is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Japan is vastly different from other countries, very rooted in tradition. And so we experience that by visiting all these businesses to understand if you are to be successful in Japan, or you have a business already somewhere else in the world and want to go in it again, what does that culture want? And how are you going to be able to have your product or change your product to make that successful?
We did about 6 business visits across multiple different industries and strategy challenges.
Those projects obviously should be of significance, both in terms of name recognition and significance of the industry, and of course the substantiveness of the project itself.
We visited train stations, realized how much gaming is there.
We had the opportunity to go to the Shibuya crossing, and we used that as an opportunity to see how we can display all of the ideas that we've shared. That helped us integrate what we needed to be successful in our presentation. Having the opportunity to visit a healthcare organization.
In terms of the difference between here and the US, what stood out to me was the kiosk that they have, where they have a patient go up and kind of pick a number, kind of like a bakery. They have a lot of potential. This is a hospital that can definitely grow in terms of not only foreign medical care, but also local medical care.
9 days is sufficient enough for them to actually get significant experience of what it takes to not only work, but live in a totally different culture.
We learned a lot about expatriates and their ability to adapt to new cultures and kind of be immersed in a team, learn the language and those fundamentals of the culture, and how critical that is to the success of the business. The biggest takeaway was how unique the Japanese culture was, and specifically their consumer culture.
I learned a lot about the cultural aspects and how you have to shift your marketing plans to make sure that you cater to your customer base and make sure that you observe all their cultural norms.
Japanese culture is emotionally connected to the things that they want to do. Everything is very strategic, and you really do need to immerse yourself into the culture and into the experience to really get the output that you want or the final product.
Applying everything from geography to cultural elements, cuisine, and seeing how that plays out to different types of companies. And we think it's a very modernized society and has a lot of alignment to US culture, but the consumers, they have very different expectations.
There's more of an appreciation just looking at how they even dress and how they are so creative.
This Global Practicum is at the very last of the entire program. Therefore, there are many skills that they have to learn before they are able to fully benefit from participating in the Global Practicum. Without cultural competency, cultural skills, it is very hard to run a corporation.
There's a lot that I can take back to my customer base because there's a lot of cultural sensitivity sensitivity aspects that I have to start looking at in different angles now.
I'm now thinking more globally. I have a newfound appreciation for different cultures, and I look forward to even expanding my my education in terms of learning other cultures and what I can bring back as far as best practices to my organization.
I'm having so much fun. 1000% recommend this trip. If I had one recommendation, I would never miss this.